How are you?
Oh, yeah. Great. A little bit
Great.
tired from time to time. However, I started and I have to end it.
When do you sleep?
Good question.
Good question.
Um, I try to sleep in short intervals. Yeah, in quite short time spaces. Yeah.
No, you're supposed to get at least 6 to 8 hours of sleep.
That's for normal people, not for me. Not in this situation.
Right.
Yeah. So
But
you
still,
have to do something for yourself. You have to know something about health and how it works for you. And I think when you're really healthy, you need 3 or 4 hours. That should be enough. It seems like it's a war. And in war times, you have to adapt. Okay. What's about an exercising lesson? So we made some theory about logical thinking and logical fallacies. Should we exercise something?
Allah Akbar!
Hi, Troll. How are you? So are we so dangerous that in the middle of the night you have to troll here?
Immer mehr Menschen leiden unter trockenen Augen.
No, I don't think that we need that. You probably know this guy here. Should we talk about Alex Jones? I think he's a good guy to make some exercise in logical thinking. Oh, I don't want to have videos I like from him. So I need something new from Alex Jones. I think infowar.com. 1 second.
It might be Infowars with an S.
Thank you. Something like that. Ah, come on. That's his channel. Featured. So does he have everything? Science. Some live streams. Come on. Couldn't be so difficult. Watch live. So I'm watching now live.
It's the guy I'm representing. Man, that was incredible. I don't even, I'm like speechless as to that video. Chinese guy just laying it all out there. I mean, can I maybe just for the next, I'm just gonna play this video on loop. Like this.
No. Perhaps this. No, I want to have a video from this guy, and I had it a couple of minutes ago. I had to switch down this laptop a few minutes ago. So Infowars. Livestream. Wo soll ich hinklicken? Excuse me.
Nee, das Video war gerade. War es das richtige Video war?
I want to have this guy. This. Ah.
Auf das Mikrofon, genau. Da ist so ein Lautsprecher daneben. Da ist nichts.
Der da?
Nee, der unten. Auf das
At very good prices, and those prices are still.
Sorry. Prepare for yourself.
Here. And then in North Korea, essential for the content of the service and for the technical support are allowed to be present, and social distancing guidelines should be followed.
I want
This
Alex
Reverend Matola,
Jones
referred the two
guy.
officers to the government guidelines to show he was complying, but more officers were called in, and the service was
want to
eventually
stop that.
halted. More officers were called in.
Come on.
Like, God forbid, and a statement, Reverend Matiola said that while he had been treated like a criminal, he was
Perhaps
relieved
I
to
shouldn't
seek
do that
to get
at
an
the
apology
moment.
from the police. I mean, God.
Sorry.
And to be honest with you, I felt.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. I can say you just raped me in that bathroom. I don't have proof. I don't have it. You didn't rape me in the bathroom. I'm saying I'm not defending.
I
Greg
appreciate
Kavanaugh.
you saying that I
No,
didn't.
Okay, then it should be this one.
Make. You know what I mean? I don't think that election really gave the American
Look how bad
people
Hillary
a fair
is.
chance. That's what I'm telling you.
Yeah, you couldn't, yeah.
So it's the old one anyhow. So we listen to this guy a moment, and we scan it on logical fallacies. Yeah. So I'm excited whether you will see them and discover them.
You know what I'm saying? It's like fucked up and fucked upper. You know what I'm saying? And the thing that Hillary had that was the edge on her, that everyone wanted to see the first female president.
Sure, and I'd love it to be a woman that isn't a warmonger and a lying witch.
Well,
By the way,
you
in bed
know.
with the Russians massively. Oh my God.
Whoa, speaking of the Russians, so look, we talked about your contribution to the election of the president. What about the Russians? You're a conspiracy theorist. What happened there?
Oh, I got to tell you, that's a case of Hillary did uranium one, gave him 25% of our uranium. She was in deep trouble. Robert Mueller had been the bag man delivering him uranium on the tarmac. She'd done a legal deal with the Russians when she was Secretary of State. So they knew that.
Do you discover anything till now? So it's actually not a logical fallacy which I introduced you to already. However, when somebody speaks extremely fast, yeah, he gets you in what kind of mode? in hypnosis. So this actually is also a logical fallacy. Get somebody in the mode of hypnosis. Does a normal guy speaks like that? Like a machine gun? If I want you to understand something, I should not go in this machine gun speaking mode. Yeah?
Was able to use that against them, so they sent in all these agents to try to set up Trump and his people to make deals with the Russians, but they didn't really exist. Also, you can go to Russia and buy bots and internet advertising, but 80% of it that was done was for Hillary. And so that was all just a big smokescreen to make it look like the election of Donald Trump wasn't legitimate, and that's why the whole thing's turned out to be a hoax. It's like Brett Kavanaugh, the Supreme Court justice. Two women have just gone public and said, we were never called, we never met him. These are the women that they were saying, these were the women they were saying in the news he had sexually assaulted. It was just made up.
So you're saying Brett Kavanaugh is sexually assaulted? No.
Any idea about the logical fallacy? So is he very much emotionally engaged? Yeah? So when we talk to each other, we want to inform each other. Yeah? So it's about to be emotionally extremely neutral. In a neutral state, yeah, information may flow. Yeah? And if you're so much emotionally engaged, it seems the information which now flow are very important. Yeah? But do you think these information are very important, life-changing important? Yes or no? No. So this is appeal to emotion. There's no necessity for that.
That's what you're saying.
In every case except for Blasey Ford.
Are you saying Brett Kavanaugh assaulted no one?
I'm saying that absolutely, they've had no proof. There were no
Brett
police reports.
Kavanaugh assaulted nobody.
Yeah, 35, 40 years ago, there's no police reports, no witnesses at the time, and almost all the people have said that they were threatened to set.
Those guys extremely emotionally engaged speak like a machine gun. Do you think you really get any information out of that? But this guy is the most popular alternative media tycoon in the United States. And do you think he's a role model? He's a role model for other people how to get along with each other. Is it the way information should flow? So, you know, when you don't stick to the mainstream media, you first go to him. And though this is not the way a decent communication may proceed.
Or that they were paid.
You said almost. Listen.
Except for Blasey Ford.
Okay, Blasey Ford. All right.
The evil chipmunk.
Whatever. This bottle of water you're drinking, it's approximately 8 ounces, correct? If I drop a fraction of an ounce of shit water in there,
I'm not gonna drink.
you dig what I'm saying? You dig what I'm saying? So one little drop of shit water makes an entire bottle of water undrinkable, does it not?
There's due pro.
Though there are two guys really showing the people of the United States how to get along with each other, how to design a high performance with cultural discussion.
I asked, does it not?
Loud.
But you're famous. What are you gonna do 30 years from now? People line up and lie about you.
I ain't raped nobody.
So what is this? Is this really so important? So in Germany, we don't have something like that. So I'm astonished. I'm quite astonished.
rape nobody. Everything that's done around me and is done in my company and my
That's what I'm
presence
saying.
is all fair and consensual.
I believe you.
I've never,
I wasn't
ever,
accusing
ever,
you of
and
that.
guess what?
Sorry. Is this real? Or is this staged from the very beginning? What do you think? Do Americans speak like that?
It's show.
If you look at me, you see I ain't got to. You look at Brett Kavanaugh, well, you know.
But under due process.
And this is just me speaking.
Under due process,
I'm just speaking as a playboy.
You can't 40 years later when you don't have any witnesses. And it turns out just this week.
They did it to Bill Cosby.
So is this US culture?
Perhaps they want us to believe that this is US culture.
So is it normal that people interrupt each other when they want to tell you something?
Come, they can't do it to Brett Kavanaugh. They did it to Bill Cosby.
I don't think Bill Cosby deserves to be in prison. I've said that. People criticize me for it. They don't have any. But these women go up these hotel rooms and they're Playboy bunnies, and then they claim 40 years ago or 30 years ago he drugged them.
Okay.
I mean, they listen. Due process. That's why there's statute of limitations.
Right.
You're supposed to listen. I had NPR. Go and interview people from high school.
Okay.
That said that I beat up 30 nerds. And then one day they kidnapped me and tied me up and knocked my teeth out. I never started a fight with a nerd. I wasn't a bully.
Right.
That's a damn lie. So, you know, when you get lied about like that,
Right.
you start not believing the stuff you see out there.
So this guy is the most popular alternative media maker. What's wrong with the people of the United States that they're watching something like that? What's wrong with this guy?
Have any proof? And there's the thing. Here's the thing. I can say you just raped me in that bathroom. I don't have proof. I don't have it. You didn't rape me in the bathroom. I'm saying, I'm not defending.
I appreciate you saying that.
No, you know what I'm saying. You can say that I raped you.
Okay, perhaps we should have a look on something else about this guy. Okay.
Seika 18 in 1 Schneeflocken-Multifunktionswerkzeug ist ein schönes Geschenk für Weihnachten. Sie können verschiedene Teile verwenden.
Bill Gates was on CBS News.
And he said 80% of the people get sick?
Yeah.
And 20% of them go to the hospital?
No, it was 2 vaccines. They said one vaccine, 100% got sick. And a certain percent went to the hospital. The other 80% got sick, and 20% of those went to the hospital.
And sometimes that does happen.
Okay, do you see another logical fallacy? Or I don't know whether it's a logical fallacy, but it's a kind of manipulation. So if you are stuck, if you end up with the normal media, mainstream media, and look on something else, and got on his channel, do you want to stay there in the very first moment? So this guy doesn't look like whether his body is really healthy. Yeah. However, this guy also gives some health recommendations. So normal people, do you think this guy looks like a role model? So it's nothing about his face or something like that, but come on. If you go on television or internet public, yeah, it's a good thing that at least your body should look healthy in some way. So too much overweight doesn't really looks like a role model. So these alternative media, something might be wrong with them. If you really want to convince people in a decent way, you might have some pounds less. Is it?
The problem in America, everybody's overweight.
Everybody.
Most people. Except Heidi and me.
So put it in percentage, what do you think? How many people are overweight?
I think there's majority are overweight versus other people.
60, 70, 80%?
Maybe 70%.
70. Okay, but you know, if you're looking a channel like that, yeah, so he becomes a role model. And so being overweight is a minor thing, is it? And they create role models. Yeah. People look on how they behave, how they look like. And is this a role model for decent information? Just on the first look. So my point is, they are staging everything. Those who designed it, yeah, they choose, okay, this guy fit the pattern, yeah, because as the Greek philosophers saw that, but I don't know whether this is politically correct. A great mind or a healthy mind habits in a healthy body. Yeah? And it sounds reasonable. Anyhow.
Even the flu vaccine, right? Like sometimes people get.
I swear
get
to
a little
God,
sick.
you type in Bill Gates grilled by CBS, I'll bring it up.
Pull up AP Bill Gates polio vaccine, but that's a coronavirus. He said polio vaccine.
All right.
Okay.
Now I'm pissed. I'm going to tell you the headline. It was. What was the
See
exact-
if there's a polio.
Hold on. What was the headline?
Article.
It was UN.
Does this guy look like he is really an expert in health and vaccination stuff? Or does he look like more like a clown? So if decent people want to know information, do they want to listen to them, to him?
Maybe not.
No.
UN vaccine causes polio.
UN vaccine causes polio. Okay. UN vaccine causes polio. Goop.
So for a normal, decent man and woman, so in the first spot, everything what comes out of his mouth seems to be wrong, even if it's right. So many things this guy talks about is right. The point is, do people believe such a guy
Right.
to speak right?
You know, this sober October.
Google is compromised. Can
Look
you
at
guys
this.
ask
Look at
Jeeves,
this.
please?
UN says new polio outbreak in Sudan was caused by oral vaccine.
Yeah. Whoa. It's not good.
New polio outbreak in Sudan is caused by oral vaccine. And this, look at that kid's face. Oh my God, is that a terrifying image? The image of them distributing that. Look at that poor kid's face. Imagine that kid getting polio from that vaccine. They're just, He looks so terrified. Oh my God.
Yeah, I mean, that's tragic.
Oh,
And a bunch of them died, but you know,
Jesus
it's
Christ.
just Alex Jones. The
hold on. Back up.
Okay, it seems to be finished.
You love Alex Jones on this show. You can't get Alex Jones anywhere else. The government has banned him. He's been removed from Facebook.
Yeah.
And so the only place to hear his conspiracy theories and whacked out stuff is right here on the show. So because you love when he comes on our show, I've arranged today for you to talk and to enjoy Alex Jones. Let's go right to Alex, and you can see him up on the screen here.
Through the lies and disinformation.
Oh, the video element is great.
Coming to you live from the front lines of the info war.
You guys from the States are really funny, is it?
Planet.tv. I am here speaking with the controlled corporate media gatekeepers, degenerate Satanist Howard Stern, and the leader of 4 pedophile cults, Jimmy Kimmel. Good morning.
Good morning. By the way, you're having a tremendous... I was just telling Jimmy, you're having a
Why
hard...
are you moving like that?
Yeah, what's the matter? You seem like you shot out of a cannon.
Oh, so-
Bone broth this morning. Bodies out the bone.
No, there must be something else.
He's not answering. Just Republicans are acting like it isn't happening. Thank God Trump is.
It's weird, man.
Oh yeah, it's really weird. There's no purge of conservatives.
I don't know.
There's no shadow banning.
Are you concerned about bias in social media?
Yeah, who's this guy? We
Are you concerned about bias in social media?
Well, I think the bigger bias is against freedom of expression. Everybody should be. There's a look. I support going after.
Here, but you say I don't exist.
Is that a heckler or a press gaggle?
Look at this guy. He's saying that I don't exist, and they're.
I just don't know who you are, man. I don't read weird
sure,
websites.
Sure, and they
So let me-
demonize me in these very hearings, and then he plays dumb. Infowars.com, you know what it is. Oh, well.
Does Google, does Facebook, does
That's why you
Twitter,
didn't
do
get
they need to be
elected.
regulated like, do they need to be regulated?
Marco Rubio and Snake. Little
dumbass.
frat boy here.
All right, man.
Yeah.
Who are you, man?
Yeah,
Who's
sure.
this guy? I swear to God, I
Yeah,
don't
you
know
better
who you
hope
are,
he
man.
didn't platforming. Tens of millions of views.
Infowars.
Bigger than Rush Limbaugh. He knows who Infowars is. Playing this joke over here. That's why, and the deplatforming didn't work.
Here's a question.
Don't touch me again. I'm asking you not to touch me.
Well, sure, I just patted you nicely.
I know, but I don't want to be. I don't know
Are
who
you
you,
gonna
man.
get
I don't know who you are.
It's not as good
You're
as
not gonna
the
get
First
arrested,
Amendment.
man. You're not
It's
gonna get
good enough
arrested.
to
I'll
take
take
the
care of it
First
myself.
Oh, he'll beat me up.
I didn't say
You
that.
didn't know
man.
him, but he's
I'm
so
just saying.
mad. You're not gonna silence me. You're not gonna silence America.
But there are
You
people.
are literally like a little gangster thug.
There are people in this country who
Rubio
feel
just
that
threatened to physically take care of me.
there are people who
Look at
feel
that.
that they're being
You're
there
right,
are
Is this staged? Or does he really do such things? Come on, if you really want to direct the things in a good direction, yeah, there are some possibilities. And who of you, Donna, did you ever watch Alex Jones? No? Heidi, you?
I don't watch him either. I cannot stand his behavior and voice and everything.
Okay. So I have to admit that I did it for some time. Yeah. The most problem with Alex Jones, apart from these stages, actor things, is that he just tackles the deep state or the globalists. Yeah, but if you really want to change something, you have to aim higher. Yeah, and you have to get an idea who is really pulling the strings. And if you use terms like the globalist, deep state, you don't get a face, you don't get an idea who is really the guy or the entity which is pulling the strings. And we here in this channel discuss, is it possible that an artificial intelligence is it? Is it possible that alien people or alien beings are on top of the pyramid? Is it possible that there is there are guys or beings which look human, however they are digitalized and have an extremely long lifespan? And I think it's important that you really put the spotlight on the top of the pyramid and not just go to some politicians who are probably not pulling the strings. So in the States, which of the alternative media makers really tackle the tip of the pyramid, the tip of the power hierarchy? No idea.
Well, mentioned it one time, like Carrie Cassidy and Laura Eisenhower and this kind
Yeah.
of people. But the regulars, you can forget.
Okay, I think that's enough Alex Jones for today, perhaps for tomorrow. You like more Alex Jones? Okay. Oh, this is a logical fallacy. You know that? This is very British. It's called be nice in small things. You know that? So, for example, somebody is very, how it called, nice to you. So he gives you some, yeah, he treats you very nice, gives you nice presents, small nice presents. However, when it's very important, yeah, he really show his teeth. Yeah. You know somebody like that, who is nice in small things? We call it here in Germany very British. In English that would sound so it's like there's an assumption you do not talk about, yeah. And when you watch here Alex Jones, mainly he doesn't talk about who are really the bad guys or who are on the top of the pyramid. So you watch him for hours, and in his mind he has, yeah, it's a deep state, they are the globalists, like people like Klaus Schwab or Bill Gates. And sometimes he even does not mention it. Yeah, but it's clear for everybody who's following his channel. And this is even more dangerous. Yeah, you watch this guy and look how emotionally engaged he is. And it's all about Klaus Schwab and Bill Gates. And how many people in the States think really about that there's agenda behind Bill Gates, Klaus Schwab, or the guys who are directing them, who are pulling those strings. How many people in the United States think that there are guys hidden who really are important? And about those, nobody talks. Another logical fallacy is the enemy of your enemy. Yeah? So the enemy of your enemy is what?
My friend?
Yes, this is a logical fallacy. It might be just a show. But normal people think the enemy of my enemy is my friend. Do you know people who think the enemy of your enemy is your friend? I think many people think like that. It might be staged.
I know this message only from movies.
The enemy of the enemy is your friend. This message you know from movies.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Yes, and movies are always teaching us in a way that is good for us, is it? But many people think the enemy of my enemy is my friend. And that's a logical fallacy. You know this logical fallacy, good cup, bad cup? If you have some things to solve with police, yeah, it's always that way. The one guy is strong, he's might be rude, and the other guy is very friendly. Yeah, and then you tell those policemen who's friendly to you everything he wants to know. You know people like that, you know people who get in this trap. Is it possible that those, the good cop and the bad cop, behind the curtain they just collaborate? So, and this is a picture about German guys, yeah? And do you think the alternative media and the mainstream media cooperate behind the curtain? Because you see many topics in the mainstream media are also topic in the alternative media, whether they are really important or not. So behind the curtain, the topics of the day are defined by something or somebody behind the curtain. And it looked like when you do not research what's really going on, that you think the buzzwords are really the buzzwords. So the topics are really the topics of the day. And this is where they forwarded this logical fallacy called wrong spotlight. And this is the most important logical fallacy when you watch TV or internet TV. Alternative media and mainstream media uses this wrong spotlight all the time. And if you do not think for yourself, you are trapped. So I talked about that yesterday, red herring. If you want to deflect from an argument, from a topic you don't want to speak about, you just change the topic. And it's always good to have this name or to have the right word for it and then put it on the table. You say red herring. And if the other guy using it several times and you just say red herring, you break his or her pattern. Sorry. I'm on the wrong file. Sorry. Actually, I wanted to be here. You know this logical fallacy called bullshit. There's really books about that. There are people just talking and talking and talking and talking and talking. They talk about bullshit. If you want to avoid special, really important topics, you just talk bullshit. You know people who talk bullshit. That's a logical fallacy. Appeal to be good. So from many Hollywood films, if you watch many Hollywood films, you have the impression they're the good guys and the bad guys. You differentiate the world in good and bad. You know people who do that? And you are good one. You're good guys, is it? Or good ladies? Who of you is bad? So if you are good and you get an argument, you get a problem with somebody, so the other guy, the other lady is what? Bad. And if the other one is bad, you have all the reasons in the world to really become aggressive and do them bad things, is it? So this is a logical fallacy taught by the church and by the medias. If you really want to get things changed in a positive manner, you have to differentiate. And so there are so many movies dividing the world in good and bad. So all movies about the Second World War. Germans are bad, everything the German did was bad, everything the US soldier did was good. Yeah. So this is a logical fallacy. You really have to go in the detail. And you know, everybody wants to be good. So everybody tries to do things which are good from their perspective, from their point of view. And for me, it's important how big is the horizon of somebody. So people like to put their focus on the things which they build up with their hands. And they don't have a focus on what they turn down, put down with their bottom. Though this is out of focus, what happens here. So for me, it's important to get people to enlarge their horizon. And if you are aware what's beyond your horizon today, what consequences your actions have beyond your horizon, the chances is that your action is in favor for many people, not just yourself. And the chances is when many people enlarge their horizon, that more good things happen, that more good things will be taken to action. So we are brainwashed for centuries that there are good people and bad people. And bad people, you can use any measure you like. And at the end of the day, you become a bad people. How this is called, but this is not so important. Appeal to, how it's called in English, anonymity. Yeah. So you have in the States this guy or this group called QAnon, is it? And those people don't have the courage to show their face. But you know, it's extremely important to show your face. Because from your body language, from your facial expressions, it's very important that you have all possibilities to check whether you're fooled or not. And it's so easy to operate behind a mask. And the main problem is people are fooled. And at the moment they accept when somebody who doesn't show his face really gets out many information. Many people really believe in this concept of QAnon and anonymous. But why? Why they don't have the courage to show their face? The problem these days is we are being fooled around from every side. And we have to get an idea who is really on our side. And do you think somebody is on our side who isn't courageous enough to show his face? Donna, are you tired? appeal to what's appeal to Heidi, what's called in English? I would say
I have to think. Give me a minute.
1 minute, okay. May anybody help me?
To make fun of somebody?
Appeal to make fun of somebody, yeah. This is a logical fallacy. We like it. We like watching it. But it's a logical fallacy. Yeah? It's similar to assault somebody. It's similar to ad hominem. Yeah? If you insult somebody, if you make fun of somebody, yeah, you may be also a target that somebody makes fun of you. But if you don't use this logical fallacy, you're protected that this logical fallacy, when it's used against you, that it will touch you.
The better word is ridicule. Ridicule.
Yeah, ridiculing somebody. Yeah, appeal to ridicule somebody. And so we are accustomed that everybody is ridiculing everybody else. But this is a logical fallacy. We should not do that. And this protects ourselves, that nobody gets empowered to use this logical fallacy against us. So how, I think Gandhi put it in words, if you have an idea, first you are ignored, then you are being ridiculed, then you're being battled. At the end, it's taken as self-evident. Yeah? So ridiculing somebody is a logical fallacy. So in Germany, we have this guy called Professor Harald Lesch. So this is a non-verbal ridicule of things. So in former times, scientists, professors, were really serious guys and never ever thought about to ridicule other guys. But we have to talk, but because we want to get to the same conclusion. But if now scientists start to ridicule each other, where should it end up? Oh, this guy is a comedian in Germany, and you have your comedian in the United States. It's all about ridiculing actions or the persons. This is a logical fallacy. We are so accustomed to logical fallacies. But logical fallacies don't get a society in a good position, in a good state. And so a good idea in the first place, when it's not ignored, it's being ridiculed. Who of you likes or uses this logical fallacy, ridiculing somebody else? Be honest. Yeah, this is a logical fallacy. When you use it, it will be used against you. And by using logical fallacies in a society, it is dumbed down. And we have the problem that everybody thinks something else. And so many people are fooled. And we have to stop fooling other people. Yeah, so we have to start here. Sometimes it's difficult, yes, I know. Wishful thinking. Do you know people who likes or trapped in this trap of wishful thinking? We only believe what's comfortable to us or nice to us. Oh, it's not nice when your baby is crying and weeping and have pain. It's so easy, just an injection. And all these are will just vanish. Is it possible that this theory of vaccination is just a comfortly theory? We like it because it makes the things easier for us, for the parents. We don't have to take care on our nutrition, how we engage our body doing sports, something like that. Everything turns out well, sitting on the sofa, sitting on the couch, and get the vaccination. We are trapped always in this wishful thinking. We have all these TV shows about hospitals, and when the things get really important, and yeah, everything is safe when the doctor is coming. The doctor will always save you. This guy will save you from all problems.
We're just their guinea pigs.
Yeah, but your television, how you call it? So it's a little bit late for me. TV things about medicine and hospitals, there's always a happy end. And people believe that. And this corona thing, yeah, have the vaccination and it will turn out everything fine. So people are so deep trapped in this wishful thinking. And you don't have to take responsible for that. The doctor will do it. And you know, if you are not in this thing of wishful thinking, you have to think yourself. You have to connecting the dots. You have to read between the lines or read between the lies. Oh, this was taught 100 years ago in Germany. Those logical fallacies, but nearly nobody knows about it. And we have to become aware of that, because we have to organize ourselves. Yeah. So my idea is, at the end of the day, we have to step out of the system, which is at the end of the day, or which might be at the end of the day quite fatal to us, quite deadly. And it doesn't make sense to battle the system, inside of the system. It might make no sense to battle the system at all, just to step aside and start to organize ourselves. And for that, we have to organize ourselves in groups. And we have to come along with the ladies and the gentlemen in our group. And in that moment, we must not use any logical fallacy. But our aim should be to develop the best idea, to develop the best way how we come along with each other. And when we start to use logical fallacies, when we start manipulating each other, it will always end up by destroying the relationship with the people around us. So the only way is to become strong is by organizing ourselves with people, with humans who are a little bit like us. And when we connect with people who are a little bit like us, we will become more and more, we fit more and more to each other. And then we become strong. And the way how we are being governed is because we are alone. We don't come so good along with other people. And when we stop to use logical fallacies, when we become more and more trained to understand and scan logical fallacies, we become stronger because we will organize ourselves. But as long as we are not able to scan and notice those logical fallacies, it will always end up battling each other. Any comments?
Yes, I would like to say something.
Yeah.
Because you say we have to start organize ourselves, and in the future, if we want to live peacefully together, we should look at tribes to have a look on how they are living, how they're coping with social system and so on. So what if you have your tribe already, like you feel you have your tribe, and like in my example, I'm strongly connected to my family, and even though they might be sleepy sheeps, but they are my sheeps, and I would not leave them. Is there a logical fallacy?
So you see this nice picture for myself. It represents Gizeh. Yeah? In Gizeh you have 3 pyramids and the Sphinx. You know what's it all about?
Yes, you said that the Sphinx is not scared. No, other way. We as individual are scared of the Sphinx, but if we connect to a pyramid, the Sphinx will not attack us because it is also scared of us.
Yeah, so we are too strong. If we are organized in a decent way, in the most powerful way. And so you have to organize in a group of humans, of people who are as strong as yourself, more or less. So you will flourish in an environment with other human beings who more or less think like you. If you are connected with sleepers, with sheeps, you will never ever go into your full potential.
You know, this sheeps that like this my family, they are ready to follow me, not like follow to Canton or to Lavantal, but they trust me. And for example, I understand, like in your case, because I have a father, I'm not German. My father is from Afghanistan. My mom is from Russia. And he wanted us to live in Germany. So because it's safe, because after Soviet Union collapsed, he thought it was safe for us to live in Germany. But he could never come to Germany himself because he was such a proud man that he could not start all over, learn the language and so on. So maybe as kids, we were like a little bit sad that he was not there. But for him as an individual, it was the only way to be happy. So for a man, it's easy to leave and it's okay. But for a woman, if she's very connected to the tribe, there's no chance she's gonna leave. She would rather die than leave. Because if I go to a group where there are people who are like me, maybe I will flourish and I will have development in my personality, but my psyche will be hurt.
So it's now a moment in time where the things really get bad. Yeah. So we are in a kind of war. And we have to win that war. We have to win that war also for the other members in our family. Yeah. So it's important that humans like you are connecting with other humans like you to save the world. It might sound a little bit pathetic, but I think that's really what has to go on. And in the end of the day, you will help that your tribe, your little tribe, will survive. Even if in the first moment it's hard for them. But as you talk, you probably know some videos of myself. And my idea is what happens and what happened all the time in a period of something like 26,000 years is that civilization will decline because they always make the same mistake. And if you are investigating what might be really on the top of this hierarchy of power, it seems that there really is something like artificial intelligence who just uses us as humans for its purposes. And I think we have to interrupt this cycle. We have to break this cycle. And there are not so many humans who are smart enough, who are strong enough to turn the things around. And I think those humans have to connect each other now in the most powerful way. And so there was a society some 26,000 years ago. And they discovered this big secret that things will always happen again in this 26,000 year cycle. And they really made up their mind. How is it possible that they warn us not to make the same mistake again? And therefore they built this extremely vast monument. And it's not just Gizeh, there's a cycle around the world where Gizeh is just the center. All those cultural locations, starting at the Easter Islands and going through Gizeh, through Tibet to Cambodia to Angkor Wat, they were all built in the same manner. So there was a global civilization who thought about how could we inform our successors, or future generations, at the right moment, don't make the right mistake again? They developed a master plan, what we have to do. And one key step of this master plan is that we have to organize ourselves in this way of three pyramids and save our civilization, to prepare an environment where your soul, where our souls, where the souls of your tribes likes to reincarnate again. So this is a thing of the horizon, of the individual horizon. It hurts to leave your family members for a while, but looking on a larger perspective, it will be extremely favorable also for them. But yes, I know this is a hard decision. For myself, it's also a hard decision to make the things I do at the moment, because at the very first, at the first time when I thought, okay, I have to do that, and it will not change my decision, what you think about that, because you cannot understand it in the first place. But in the long term, you might understand it. So it's just a feeling what deep inside me, what feeling I have deep inside, what's the right thing I have to do. And you may understand that this wasn't an easy decision for me. It's not the most beautiful thing, it's not the most favorite thing which I can do, doing these Zoom calls day after day, two Zoom calls a day, and don't get any money for that. So put my money in that project, yeah. But there's a deep feeling inside of me, I have to do that. No matter what others thinks about in the first place. Yeah, when we are successful, and we will be successful, then the other will say, okay, well done. But it's just well done, yeah.
You know, you are very knowledgeable. The things you know, not everybody knows. Actually, it's not about being nice to you or that you hear nice things, but I don't know anybody who knows more about our body, our you know, everything of life than you at the moment. I don't know anybody. I haven't seen anything like that. So I remember in one Zoom call in German, there was a lady, and she was saying that the way you talk is not, it's not easy for everybody to understand, and you are not there. You answered, you are not there to make it easy for the people who are not very intellectual. You will stay the way you are, and other people can explain it to other people who are not with the horizon, where the horizon is not open enough.
Yeah.
So in this case, like I see it, for example, my tribe, my family, they don't understand everything I say. I mean, they really think I'm also kind of crazy, but I get stuff done for them. So they respect everything I say because I get stuff done.
Yeah.
So I think I can, you know, talk to these people who don't get you, get your information. I think this is kind of my duty to do.
Okay. You're in Hamburg.
Yeah.
And your mother as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
And my brothers and my nieces and yeah, everybody else.
And what would happen if you lead and go to Canton? Who of your brothers would come along?
Not a single one.
In the very first moment? And is it possible that after some time they will follow you?
Just like you said, after some time it will be too late.
Perhaps it will be not too late.
This is the thing, perhaps.
Yeah. So this is about leadership. Yeah. Because, you know, this big city, Hamburg, yeah, it's very dangerous for the next couple of months to stay there. Because it's very easy to lock down Hamburg, that nobody gets out there. Yeah. And so the big cities are probably a location of civil unrest. And so it's important at that moment that your family will get out of Hamburg. And when you make it clear for your family, at least to leave Hamburg for a couple of months, you will help them a lot.
I was talking to my father. He's right now in Uzbekistan. And when you look at the Deagle list and you see that Uzbekistan is even rising up, it's green, it's not red. So
Yes.
I told my father about the list because he trusts me as well. So he said, all right, so get a plane ticket and come all over to Uzbekistan if you have the possibility. And it's not about finding a Schlupfloch, what is English, I don't know. It's not about that. But there are so many people on earth.
Yes, and perhaps it's so your mission to help the people in Uzbekistan. So because this will run all over the world. And then you are the leader of Uzbekistan to get the information out there.
And this is the real problem, I think, because this information that we are getting from you, this is not for everybody. Not everybody can decode it and put it in their actual life.
Yes.
Because I know, like, I talk to you, I talk to other people who think like that, but they will not get it. No matter how many times you try, no matter how many languages you put on, no matter how charismatic you are, this is magic. You have to be a magician to get it to them.
Okay. Start with small things. Ask them about this Simpson thing with Donald Trump, this prophecy. How do they work? Just start asking questions.
And they believe everything. They are also saying, yes, that's right, that's right.
Okay.
But this is like a real problem for many people to go somewhere that is so crazy to them. You know, this is one thing to get the analysis of Simpson and conspiracy or complot. You can understand it and you can even see it, but still you're not able to do the real thing. And this is real manipulation, what happened to us. Even though everybody sees everything. In your case, for example, it was live on YouTube. Everybody was watching how the police was coming in, but still, even though they were live there, they thought it's fake. So what do you have to do to prove it to them? Even this situation, they put it as fake. I don't know.
Maybe.
There are no words.
Yeah. However, if you are in the right group, so you're making you're founding a group in Uzbekistan, yeah, you will find people like you, and you will educate this group around you yourself. And those again, which you educate, will educate others. And many people are trapped in this logical fallacy ad populum, yeah? Appeal to mass. And so we become more and more but we have leaders to start the process. And you look like a leader. Yeah. The leader is at the moment the gentleman or the lady who is having the big picture. And you will find those who may communicate to you to get some of your teaching. Yeah? And it might be not your actual mini tribe. A family is not really a tribe. So a tribe are many families. And so we'll, at the end of the day, or the month, or the years, we have to spread it all over the world. Yeah. And the first step is we have to accept we are leaders. Because we have a larger horizon than the other guys. And it's not. Stephen Covey put it in a metaphor about leadership. So we have an expedition in the jungle. Yeah. And there's a leader, many managers, and some managers and some, how we call it, workers. And the leader climbs the highest tree and look where the best way. So he climbs at the highest tree and shouting down, "Wrong jungle, this way." The manager shouting back, "Shut up, we are making progress." Yeah. So many people where you actually think they are leaders, they are just managers. So we have nearly no role model about a true leader. And I'm convinced that those who really get the picture are the leaders, are the true leaders. So they have to educate themselves and develop a few skills, which we don't have at the moment. But the managers are never ever leaders. So those who are really interested in the big pictures, they are the leaders. And it's relatively easy for us to educate ourselves to really become true leaders, to get some skills in motivation and stuff like that. Yeah? But managers who are successful in their small horizon, they will never ever become leaders. So, you know, I have some experience to found companies. Having an idea and founding a company, get money flowing in, and get a product on the table. Yeah? And I see so many managers who would really high reputed managers who I know would never ever be in the situation where they could really build up a company from nothing, from just an idea. They lack in fantasy, in creativity. And so they are, if not this company, they find another company who will pay them. But that's always well-entrenched products. The company works already. The company goes, or it runs already. A company which is established, yeah, might be more profitable by a good manager. But those managers will never ever found a company who really makes a difference. It's like in this song from Pink Floyd, Have a Cigar. What's the name of the game? It's called Riding the Gravy Train. So if everything is already quite positive, yeah, they step in and make it perhaps a little bit more positive. But they are not the guys who build it all up. And those who start building something up, create something from nothing, they are the true leaders. Yeah? And if you look around yourself and get an idea who in your neighborhood has the same horizon like you will not find so many, is it? And this is why you have to accept that you are a leader. There's something special with you, that you really want to know how things work out. And the others are limited by their appeal to ignorance. They are ignorant, but you are not. And this is why they never ever become leaders. But there's a force in yourself which tells you you want to know it. You really want to know it. You want to get the secrets. Yeah.
I was thinking today about this ad ignoratiam.
Yes.
It's about, for example, if you ask somebody, is there anything in your life that you regret? And then
Yes.
it's like modern, like hip. Everybody says, no, I regret nothing.
Yeah.
So for me, it's like, this is not important enough to think about. And if you talk about the seventh dimension, so
Yeah.
the people, there are some things that you regret, and this is the reason you're doing this. So you have to change something in order that everything will flourish, And in our society, everybody is like, no, I don't regret anything. Everything is perfect the way it was. My mistakes are perfect. And this is something I could never understand, why people say something like that.
So for me, it's not important that I regret something. It's just, am I doing at this very moment the right thing? Yeah. So regret is if you look in your past. However, the past is accomplished. It's finished. So I wouldn't even pose a question. It's the very moment and your anticipation of the future. And when I have an anticipation of the future, where the future will run along, how it will proceed, then it's clear for me I have to do something. But your brain works according to the questions you're posing to your brain. And don't pose questions which will focus your action toward the past.
And you are talking about from the future, from the seventh dimension, that these people who made this plan that is so precise, there are some things that they regret, that this is why they have a plan how to do it right.
No, they did not regret it, because they did not do this grave mistake. Some generations before them, they did it.
Mm-hmm.
And we are now again this generation which directs the ways toward the future. So they send us a message, and we have to decode this message. And we have to get into the right action. So it's not about regretting something. So we have to do what we think it is right. And I have to do that now because there's an extremely strong feeling myself that we have to do this now. It will, at the end of the day, it will save the world. Or will we have to go again in this destructive loop, which finally will destroy our civilization? We humans are not meant to be slaves. And so we have all these Hollywood films in the back of our head. What's about being a hero, and what do we have to do in war times? So we are all brainwashed. There was a psychological war where we are the victims for decades, and we have to unlearn that. We have to unlearn that all, and starting really a new life. Do you know my video about this guy, Yuri Bezmenov? This agent, this KGB agent.
Yeah.
And he explains this extremely slow process of brainwashing to manipulate your way of thinking, your way of feeling, your beliefs. And so that you will end up in a mental state where you are more or less helpless. Yeah? You cannot protect your own life. Your value system doesn't allow you to make the right thing. But this is just the value system you have been conditioned to. Yeah? You feel like you feel because you were manipulated.
I don't agree on that point, I have to say, because there are some things that are really strong, and you know that you are born with this instincts. It is not because, in my case, for example, some points, if we talk about what is in common with our people in the values.
Yeah.
I think there are some things that are just your character or not. It's, we have to have a situation where we can talk about it, but I don't think that everything is manipulated if you strongly believe in something like loyalty or other things.
Yes. What do you think? Where it starts that your whole structure is defined, does it start with your mission, your big goal? Or do you think it starts with your with your value system or with your belief system? What's the core of yourself? Is it your mission? Is it your belief system? Is it your value system? What do you think?
It is the mission.
Exactly. For me as well. And if you have a clear mission, you adapt your value system and your belief system to your mission. And if this mission is clear and this mission have to be adapted to the situation that is. So a couple of years ago, did it ever springs to mind that we are captured in a situation like that?
No.
No. So exactly. Do you think it makes sense that you adapt your mission to the situation we are in at the moment? and that it becomes clear to you that we have enemies you never thought about. And then you have to make some corrections in your belief system and value system. Because for me, yes, the mission is the highest thing. Yeah? And so in order to be successful according to your mission, you have to allow yourself to make correction in your belief system and your value system. And yes, when you talk about some values of yours, like loyalty, loyalty to, does it make sense to be loyal to family members who don't get the picture and who you will, and at the day it will distract you from your mission?
It's not about that loyalty. It's, you know, for my tribe, for my family, I know even though I would do this crazy thing and go to Canton and be on my mission to save the world,
Yeah.
this is something they would even get over after, and they will not like see it as something bad. But
Yeah.
what I see in your, you know, I cannot say how it's working in the group that is living in Canton, but
Yeah.
just the situation where this police attack came, for me, the
Yeah.
way the group people reacted does not comply with my values. And
Exactly.
I could not understand living in a group that is thinking so different from me.
Yeah, but probably they are still in a learning process. I think Miral responded to that as well, and from her perspective now, she would probably also say the way how she reacted was not really, she wasn't really in her full potential.
Yeah, it's not about Miral. Like
But
I saw the
for
way she
example, Meral and the others,
shocked.
yes,
But
and
the others, like
we
they you were gone, they thought you were gone, and then there was this other guy and they wanted him to be the new king. This was crazy to watch.
exactly.
And they all wanted to be calmed down. So, you know, this is something that is not going with my values. Maybe it's because from another culture, I don't know, because I grew up in Soviet Union. I was 7 when I came to Germany. I saw this brainwashed people when I was 7. I was aware what I was seeing. Until now, I cannot understand fully how some Germans react when something is happening. But I know this is a process. We have to get through this.
Yeah. So this guy, Robin Kaiser, was quite smart. Yeah. So from a psychological viewpoint, and he is a psychologist, he knows in that shocking moment, yeah, how to step in the process and manipulate. Yeah. And though the group was not provided with the right actions on that, they were shocked. And this guy stepped in, and I think he knew it from the very first moment. He was part of the plan that happened. Yeah. And something went wrong with his plan. So something went wrong. Yeah. And yes, I was also a little bit surprised. Yeah. However, from my perspective, your set of values and belief system will fit the group extremely well, because we are all brainwashed, more or less. It seems that you are less brainwashed.
No, I am, of course, brainwashed, just from
Yes,
another country.
but probably a little bit less than others. And we are all in a process of learning. And I think everybody in the group comes to the conclusion that the way they react was anything but good. Yeah? And I think we need exactly human beings like you, yeah, who have a clear foundation of values and belief systems and have an instinct. Something was wrong in that, yeah, and to make a stand. And yeah, you really look like a leader.
Excuse me, can I say something?
Sure.
I think not everybody, but most of the people are leaders in anyhow. And
Yeah.
I think the universe may show us how we be leaders, or what is our mission. And your mission is clear, rightly. And I think everybody have to see what's his mission, or feel what is his mission. And maybe if you have family and children, maybe it's your mission to stay to them close. And yeah, if they don't want to let them help, maybe you have to feel if it is the right thing now to stay to them, or yes, hold them close, or maybe die with them, whatever. I think that can also be a mission. So I don't know. Yeah.
You know, a mission is that at the end of the day you succeed in your mission and you don't become a victim. If you stick to a victim, this victim will also victimize yourself. And I think it's important to be aware that the mission will come to you at some time. And it might not always be there, that you might not be always aware what's your real mission. You might participate in a motivation seminar, yeah, and then you are being asked, "What's your mission? What's your mission?" And then you come up with something which might be very stupid, and you are fixing yourself with a mission which is not your mission. But at the right time in your life, this mission will come to you. And I think at the moment it becomes pretty clear that those who are here, our mission is to save the world. No more, no less. And so we have to think about where is our right place in this movement to turn the things around. And it might well be that your anticipation of your mission, of your old mission, is not really your mission. So with the mothers of my two young boys, I made a mistake. I always asked her, "What's your mission? What's your mission?" like in a motivation seminar. And it was stupid. So I fixed her in a kind of mission which is not her mission. I really enforced that she came out with something. And so she now has her own mission. But it makes much sense that the mission of my woman interacts with my mission. I have to make it clear what is my mission, and then she has the option, yes, this is also my mission, I come along. Or it doesn't fit myself. It doesn't fit her. And I really did this mistake. I really put the question hard on her. What's your mission? You have to have a mission. I think and when you are a man and a woman, you have to have one mission, and it's not a mistake that the man defines the mission. So for me, it doesn't make sense that she and me argue about the mission. So my mission is clear. She has to make up her mind whether she will follow me or not. And so I made my mistake and forcing her to define a mission for herself. So I was not strong enough at that moment of time to make her clear that my mission is clear. I love that you come with me. So I was underdeveloped in these days. And now it's for me clear, this is my mission, and ask you that you join this mission. So a leader has to define the mission. And other leaders, where the mission is really big, join this mission and have their own action in that, their own part mission. So when the mission starts, yeah, you have to adapt your values and your belief systems on that. Otherwise, your values direct you in this direction, your belief system there, and your mission there. Then you have a problem. And that's why I'm just, how you would put it, radical. So when I have a mission, yeah, I mean it. And I adapt everything in myself. So I'm prepared to everything unlearn what I have learned till now. Because this mission is it. And it's not enough that I say, I give it all. However I lost. I don't accept that. Yeah. I will do everything to get this mission accomplished. Nothing will hold me back. I'm a little bit extreme in that. Miral, you wanted to say something?
Yeah, I want to refer to what Karina said before, because it's ad populum. It's not very correct, but I can relate to what she said. Out of my cultural background, there's a different definition of sticking together.
One second. There are only ladies here? I cannot believe that.
Yeah.
So it's only ladies who have this leadership instinct, stay up in the middle of the night and, oh, okay, thank you, you just saved me. Okay, sorry, I don't want to interrupt you.
Oh, that was okay, totally. There is a certain kind of brainwashing. I think it was done by brainwashing. And I'm from Turkey. I grew up in a Turkish family. And I left these people very early because I couldn't live with this diametral value systems. They live both. How do you say?
With a splitted value system.
Yeah, I couldn't stand it at all. And I said, okay, I'll do my own thing. I'll do it much better than you. And that led to total abomination. So they just forgot me, dropped me like a hot potato. And okay, they tried to get me back 2 times, but I could run away again. So I flew away. But I can feel in a certain way that there is a certain kind of sticking together that the Germans must have unlearned somehow. But here, where we are, we lived it. And my opinion is that what Karina talks about is also something we really need because it's essential. It's kind of connecting families, but we want to do a tribe, and we need everything that really connects people from the heart. And as I see it and as I feel it, it's very important to consciously relearn that for every human that has unlearned that.
Yeah.
And
And in the end of the day, we will learn it again how to establish a tribe. Yeah. So we have to leave our actual tribe for a moment in order to really establish a real tribe.
And we need an original. We need some people that can really feel it. It's not enough to get it from theory. And Karina is really an original, so as I feel.
Yeah, me too. Okay. Let's work it in our mind, in our sleep. Thank you for this discussion. It's very important. Yes, there are big problems, or there are some challenges we have to overcome. And when we overcome all these challenges, at the end of the day, we will be successful. It is a kind of struggle inside of us to do now the right things. However, if we solve the struggle inside of us, we will be successful. The good evening words from Andy. Okay, thank you. Have a big hug, and we see us tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.
Thank you. See you
Thank
tomorrow.
you.
Thank you.
Night.
Thank you, Andreas.
So I don't have any questions.